Maybe.
Let me try this. So that's just basically take the box. Let me click this. How's that? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do this then. Let me just let me take you where I want you guys to go. Is we're going to start with getting you guys set up on GimKit. How many of you guys have ever used GimKit in classes or anything? So I'm going to have you guys create an account for this real quick on your computer, and then you'll join my Spanish 3 class so that we can do some stuff a little later down the line. We're going to do a little bit today, but not much. So if you guys on your computer, if you will just go to gimkit.com, it's GIMKIT.com.
We'll get through it.
And once you guys are there, you just need to create a free account, create a free student account for me. You have to have this GimKit account, which is free, in order to join my class so that I can have you guys do the activities that we're going to do here. This is a thing where we can study like some vocabulary, it's mostly games and stuff like that. That's fun, but we'll incorporate some vocabulary with it as well. So the problem is that I can't see you guys until I stop sharing. Can I take this off screen for a second? I can stop here so I can see you guys. So meanwhile, what I'm going to do, while you guys are creating your free student accounts, is I'm going to go post a link. Apologize for that. My phone's ringing in the background. I'm going to go post a link on your Google Classroom that you can follow to join my class on GimKit, but you have to have created your student login first. So I'm going to go do that while you guys are setting your accounts up here. Let me go back to here and turn this back. So I'm going to copy this link, place this on my stream. So once you guys go, get your account created, you'll just go to your Google Classroom here. You can just click that link. It's going to take you right back to the GimKit site. And then you'll join my Upper Bound Spanish 3 class. And it should automatically accept you, hopefully. And then we're going to play a game. Okay, I'm going to stop my screen for a sec so I can see you guys. Let me know if you have any difficulties logging in. It should just be real quick. And you will use your personal Gmail.
Once you've finished it, please either type done or give me a thumbs up so I know everybody's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brielle. Thank you, Tyler. Yes.
Okay, go, Brittany.
Does it show you like if you're in that class or not? Because it's not popping up on my thing.
I can check it from my, it should,
Okay.
but I can look at you from my end here. Members,
Okay.
let's see. I have Jake, Taylor, Brielle, Brittany, Adrian, Box Turtle, and Nick. Okay, so is that everybody? Okay, let me come back to my Zoom. Let me go back to my screen share for you guys. Okay, so here we are. Let me refresh this real quick, make sure I got everybody. Let's see my members. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. And again, we're just trying to, I'm just trying to sort of introduce you guys to how this works so that we can use it later on as we go through the summer here. So this is you guys are going to play a vocabulary game. It may or may not be words that you know. It may or may not be phrases. It's going to be something that hopefully you're relatively familiar with. We're going to focus on, with our Spanish 3, one of the things that we're going to focus on primarily is just verbs and verb conjugation. So this game that I'm going to set up for you guys is going to introduce that a little bit. And like I said, if you know what you're doing, great. I have a feeling you guys are going to kind of know what you're doing. But if you don't, you can learn as you go. So let me go to here. And let's go to my Upbound. And we're going to do, I'm going to click Play Live button. And we are going to use Upbound Spanish 3 as my class. We're going to run this for 10 minutes. Let me stop screen for a second. Will you guys just give me a thumbs up if you guys have used GimKit in your classes? Any of you used it before? Okay, so that's kind of, okay. Give me a thumbs down, that's enough. All right, so this is my screen. As the teacher screen, I can see your progress. I'm going to leave my screen up because this also becomes the scoreboard. So here's how the game's going to work. We have a 10-minute time limit. In 10 minutes, you have a series of, I think, yeah, it's 42 questions. So these questions will repeat. It's a lot like flashcards, but not exactly the same. What's going to happen is you're going to have a question pop up on your screen, and you have to click the right answer. It's a multiple choice question. You have to click the right answer. If you get the answer correct, you earn money. It's not real money. It's, I don't know, fake money. If you get it wrong, you lose money. You're trying to build up as much money as you can. The person who has the most money at the end of 10 minutes, you'll have a timer. The person who has the most money at the end of 10 minutes is the winner. Now, there are some things that we can do along the way. I'm going to start you guys out with $50 in cash. Handicap is -50. So if you get like 3 or 4 questions wrong, you can lose money as well, and you can go into the negative, but I'm going to stop it. I'm actually going to make that go no lower than negative. Let's do it at 20. Let's do that at -$20. Why is my keyboard not working? There we go. I guess we're going to leave it at 50. I'm going to leave my music on. I'm going to leave my class down, join late. So power-ups and themes. Let me show you how this is going to work. If I back out of here for just a sec. Let me go here. Let's go to continue. Okay, so this is you guys are going to need to go here, gimp.com/play, or you can just click the link that pops up on your screen. And then this is the number that you put in to start. Once you get in there, you can just put your name in. There's Nick. How many of us are there? All right.
I just wanted to play, but I'm not.
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead. Have fun. It's fine. Okay. So I'm going to run this. When I hit the start button, it's going to take us a minute to learn how this goes. Okay, but on your screen now, you should hear some music playing. I'm going to mute the music for a sec. Or actually, I'm not going to mute it. I'm going to turn it way down here. So you guys should be seeing questions. When you click the right answer, you earn money. When you click the wrong answer, you lose money. On the screen that I'm sharing is the leaderboard. So there's a little there's a ticker that shows who's in what place. You guys will be able to see if you get a wrong answer, you can click and see the right answer. And remember that these questions will recycle, so you'll see them again and again and again over the course of 10 minutes. And then on the running total of money, that's everybody as a class, we're working together there. That's how much we've earned together. So if I click on each of your names, I can kind of see, like if I click on Adrian's name, I can see how much money she has at a specific time. Now we're going to take this nice and slow here. So if you guys, once you have a little money built up, if you'll go and click on the shop, you can buy some power-ups. You can look at those and see different power-ups that you can buy. Some of the power-ups are going to help you earn more money. You can change the amount of money per question. You can make the amount of money per question go up. Or if you get it wrong, you lose that much as well. You can freeze other players. So right now we have Brielle at 63. Okay, now I want you guys to just stop what you're doing for just a second. It's okay. So I want you guys to see what I can do from the leaderboard section. Like I can click on, let's say, okay, so Box Turtle right now is in 7th place with $49. Let's say somebody freezes Box Turtle. I can then go and say, okay, Tyler, you shouldn't have done that. So I can go click on ice, and I just iced Tyler. So Tyler now for, I think it's 15 or 20 seconds, Tyler's frozen. He can't answer any questions. I can also click on your names and I can add money to you. I can give you a little boost along the way of 10%. I can also subtract money from you. I can kick you from the game. I'm not going to kick you guys from the game, but I can do things to sort of balance the game out as we play. So we can see on the leaderboard, Brielle upgraded her multiplier to level 2. As long as you get the next question right, you continue to get the multiplier every question. So if your multiplier is times 2, whatever the point value of the question was, it's going to be doubled if you get it right. You get the next one right, it doubles again. You get the next one right, it doubles again.
Michael and Brandy have still not joined. You guys need to get into the game.
Let me turn my sound back up here. Okay, I'm going to turn my screen share off for just a sec so I can just look at you guys and see.
Brandy, were you able to create an account?
Turn my screen off. I can still see. Hang on a second. Say that again.
I was just wondering if Brandy was able to create an account. She's asking for the code.
Let me find my code. Back on screen for just a second, Brandy, and I'll pull that code up for you. Where did my code go? Let me copy this. I'm just gonna paste it in the chat. There you go. I put it in the chat for you, Brandy. Okay, let's see this. Share. It's also right here, Brandy, in the upper left-hand corner, and I don't know if you'll have that until you join.
Michael, do you need help joining?
Adrian's got her multiplier up to level 2.
That's right.
Getting a little more money there. Okay, we're down under 3 minutes left. So let's see where we are. Approaching a minute and a half. Minute and a half left. 15 seconds. There we go. Adrian Vaughn, second place. Way to go, Tyler. Very good. So that just gives you guys a little bit of an idea of how that works. Let me stop my screen share for actually let me leave my screen there for just a sec. Let me bring that back. So what I can do from my end as a teacher, then I can go in and view a full report. It shows me how many questions you got right. It shows me specifically which questions you got right and how often you got. A question may have shown up 3 or 4 different times. You probably started out by maybe having trouble with a couple of questions here and there, but after you'd seen it 2 or 3 times, you kind of start to learn it. I can see how you guys did as a group. We can go play again. I can do other things as well. Let me go and show you guys. Let's go back to this for just a second. So let's take a look at this, and I'm going to preview. So this is essentially what you guys are seeing. I'm previewing it. This is what you guys would see as you're playing, as you're answering your questions correctly, right and wrong. Let me build up a little money here. Let's go. That's going to be escriben. That's going to be ellos. Continue. Continue. Tiene. So in your shop, some of you guys did a little bit of this, but not much. So let me show you kind of how this works. The money per question, obviously, as you build up money, I can set the goal, like as a class, we as a group are trying to make, let's say it's $10,000. So you guys, as you get money built up, you can change your money per question. So on the money per question, it costs $10, but then it makes each question worth 5. And you have different levels in there. You can go all the way up to essentially level 10. You have to buy it for $100 million, but it makes every question worth $1 million. Now, when you change that level of money per question, that means if you get a question wrong, you're going to lose that much money. So let's say we're at level 4, that's $100 per question. But if you get that question wrong, you're going to be losing $100. If you get it right, you're going to be gaining $100. So as you get better, you start to build those things up. You can start to build money fast. We can go into the millions very quickly within a few minutes, especially if the questions that we're studying, if they're simple vocabulary words and things, we can go pretty quickly. There is also the streak bonus. Again, extra amount awarded for answering 2 questions in a row. Every time, like if you go 10 questions in a row correct, you're going to get that streak bonus every time you get the next question correct. It only stops and restarts if you get a question wrong. And again, the different levels. So if the question was worth $10, you get $10 for getting the question right, plus you get a bonus of $20 because you got the last one right as well. So your streak bonuses will add up as well. The multiplier, so if it's 1.5 times, so if it's a $10 question and you get it right, you actually get $15 for it instead of 10. The other thing we have in there is insurance. Not a lot of people buy insurance. It's a little risky, but You can buy your insurance as well, which means that if you get a question wrong, it only subtracts 10%. So let's say you're answering a question that's worth, let's say it's worth $500, and you get it wrong, you're only going to lose $50 instead of all 500 of it. That's your insurance. Down below here, that's the 4 upgrades that we have. In the power-ups, these are a little different. So there's only, what are there, 3 of these. These are good to use as you're watching that timer countdown and you get in the last couple of minutes. You can only use these once. So the first one is a mini bonus. That means whatever you get, the next question that you get right is going to double. So if you answer a $100 question, it's going to be worth $200. It doesn't count against you if you get it wrong, but it does count it if you get it right. You have to get the question right. There's a mega bonus there that multiplies it times 5. So you can, again, if you're answering a $500 question and you get it correct, you're going to get $2,500 for that question if you answer it correct. These are ones that you probably want to use somewhere toward the end of the game because you can only use them once. And the cost of these, right now it's set at $25 because I only have $10 total. But as your total money earned goes up, the cost of these goes up as well. So you have to kind of think on the fly, is that worth it? Do I want to spend that money to gain that money or risk that money? You have a rebooter that you can buy. Rebooter allows you to use them one more time later in the game if you want. You can do that. And then the third thing, that's it for your power-ups. The third thing over here is themes. You can choose, like you can buy different themes as you go. That just makes your colors look different. Some people like to play with that in-game as you go. You guys will have a chance to do this kind of at your own speed as well from time to time. And when you're doing this at your own speed, where you're not in a race, there you might want to buy a different theme or something. This one is 1 pure gold, 1,000, million, trillion, billion, quadrillion, 1 quadrillion. I've never had anybody actually earn that, but you're welcome to try. Once you have added something, let's say, for example, I bought this. I wanted to buy my level 2, buy it for $10. It's going to say continue to questions. I just go back and then my questions continue running. Okay, and like I said, those questions are going to, let's say that would be tienen. Now my questions are worth $7 a piece. So instead of $5, now my questions are worth 7. Hablan. Let's do comemos. So now I start earning money at a little faster pace. Usted escribes. Let's do one more. Comen. So now I've got $42 built up. I can go back into the shop and I can go back in and buy some other power up I want. The only one that's going to be available, or the only ones that are going to be available to you guys, are the ones that are in green. So I don't have enough money right now to buy level 3. But you don't have to buy level 2, then level 3, then level 4, then level 5. If you build up enough money and then come back later and level 5 is green, you can click straight to level 5 and buy it if you have that power up. Okay? Let's try this in a different fashion. I'm going to set you guys back up here. And we're going to try this in a different game mode, which is, let me go to here.
Randy, can we check and make sure that all the students are in the Spanish 3 game kit first? Yes.
Yeah. Let's make sure we have everybody there. Let me go to let's share this back over. So let's go to my class. I can close this. I don't need this screen. Let's go back to my class here. Sorry. So my members. I have Jake, Tyler, Brielle, Brittany, Adrian, Box Turtle, Vonna. That's Vonna, right?
Yes.
Nick,
Michael, Brandy, Dan.
Okay.
Brandy's one more student. She's just not here today, but we'll work on getting her added.
Is that Hannah?
Yes.
Yeah. Again, it's relatively easy to get in there. I have the link posted up on the Google Classroom that she can get in and play and do it.
Okay.
Once you're in, you have the option. I have the option as the teacher to set it up where you can do it on your own, or we can play it as a live game, like we're doing today. I need to check my time here. So we have everybody, with the exception of one in there. I want to try to run this real quick. Let's play this. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this as an all-in game. So all-in, we're not going to earn $20 million. But let's set this at, say, let's set this at $5,000. So this time we're going to all work. You're not working against each other. This time you guys are all working together. We're working as a group to try and get to the total of $5,000. Okay? And the game will stop once we get there. Once we hit that total, then the game stops. So it's not really a race like you're competing against each other. Let me turn clean power-ups only on so that you can't punish one another. There are power-ups where you can subtract somebody's money, you can freeze someone, you can do those kinds of things. We don't want to use that for this. So let's set my class as Spanish 3. And let's click continue. I think I'm going to try to do this without the music this time, just to make sure that it's that I can hear you guys better. So it's going to run those same questions again. Once you get in and I start the game, it's going to run the same questions. I'm going to do this off my phone as well. I'm going to join the game, get in the group. And then we're going to play. All right, let's run this game. Here we go. Okay, so we start out with a class total of we start out with $500 because everybody had 50 to start, and then we'll just start answering questions as we go here. I guess I can't get mine to go on my phone because I have to be a member of the class, which I'm not. Now we start to build as people start getting questions right, and then building up your multipliers, your money per question things. Then this total on the leaderboard starts to go really faster and faster. Adrian's killing it.
It's been known to happen. I'm not sure whether that says I'm good at Spanish or good at gambling.
Maybe a little of both. See, we're at 1,200 already.
I forgot we were playing as a team, so I was a little cavalier with our money in that.
That's quite all right.
And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just, I'll just be, suddenly know all the Spanish, and then then I can just win it back.
So when we play as a team, when we play as a class group, it's a little less competitive. Sometimes it's fun to be competitive and go one student against another, or even the teacher in there sometimes. But when you do it as a group, it's a little less competitive, and honestly, students find it more fun to be competitive against each other and punish each other sometimes.
Not sure what that says about human nature, but...
Yeah. They do have an all versus one mode in this game. So as the teacher, I can be the one, or I can select any student to be the one. And then it's all the group competing against that person to a certain total, whatever you set the total at.
That's a heck of a pop quiz for that one person.
And this is this game mode, this website, gimkit.com. This is run by a kid that's a senior in high school. He started this in his own school. There's still only 3 people involved with it. He runs it. He does everything, and they change it up all the time. They put in new game modes and stuff. I like to use this a lot, obviously, because we're starting out with this. I like to use this for learning vocabulary, and we are going to use this next week specifically with a vocabulary list of verbs that we use.
I wish I had done something really smart in high school, but too late.
So we're at, where are we? 3,900. Has anybody bought one of the power-ups yet? Try one of the power-ups. Get like the 2x or the 5x one, and that'll bump us right over the top. Obviously, when you spend money, your total goes down as a group, but then it goes right back up when you start getting that next question right. See, this is like Daniel's in the lead now with 1,700. Yeah, but see, that's
We're really close to
it gets a little scary on the leaderboard when you're competing, because if you buy something that's expensive, it drops you way down. But then when you get one question right, it usually brings you right back up. 4,700. There we go. So we reached our goal as a group. We reached our $5,000 goal. And you guys, you need to be aware that, like, once we get the hang of this, by probably the third week, we're going to set a goal in there, and I can run this, like I can paste a link on Google Classroom where we don't have to do this live as a group. You guys can do this at any time of day whenever you're in there. I can set it up like homework so that you guys work as a group, but you do it on your own time. And we're going to set the goal sometimes in $1 million, maybe even 5 million if we get that good. So it takes a little bit of time to get there. Up here in the corner, I have 40 claps now. You guys have a clap on there. One of the power-ups that you can buy is a clapinator. So every time you click that clap button, it multiplies it times 10. So after the game's over, there's a little button you can click and you can clap. It's just kids, for whatever reason, a lot of people like to just sit there and clap, and it just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. But if you can buy the clapinator, when you have enough money built up, you can buy the clapinator. It just multiplies your claps times 10. Another competitive little thing that people like to do. I got so many claps, and I got so many claps, and I got so many claps. So that keeps going until I close the screen, which I'm going to do now, which is to close that screen off, and there it goes. So that is our set. Now, you guys also will have access to like the actual questions, like the flashcards. If I click on show the answers, this is what the questions actually look like. So the question is she watches, the answers, those are your choices. You guys will have access to all of those questions as well when we do the vocabulary stuff that goes along with it. And you can look at those as specific flashcards, like you can link this to a Quizlet study set on Quizlet if you want, or you can take a study set from Quizlet, import it into GimKit, and then make a game out of whatever set of cards you do. Screen share, click in there. So, anybody have questions there about how that's going to work? It should be set up, and like I said, once you've joined the class, let me turn my video back on for a second. Does that start me getting choppy again? Once you guys have joined that GimKit class, you're in there. So every time, let me stop it. Once you guys have joined that GimKit class again, it's going to keep you in there every time, and it will just automatically take you there. So now all I have to do is we can run it live like we did here, where I run it on the screen and you can see the leaderboard. But it also gets a little more interesting when, let's say we play a game for 10 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'm going to let you guys know, okay, I'm turning the screen off. I will take off the screen in front so you can't see the leaderboard anymore. All you know is where you are, like what place that you're in, but you don't know like who's in first or who's in second. So then buying the power-ups and all that stuff gets a little more interesting and gets a little more difficult, and it gets a little more competitive as well. So I will post probably tomorrow. I'm going to post your first set of, not that you guys have to deal with it until next week, but I'm going to post your first set of vocabulary, which is related to verbs and the verb conjugations and the things like that that we were just doing. And again, it seems like, we want to keep this relatively simple here. So the list of verbs is going to be the same list of verbs that we've looked at to some extent in past seasons that we've done. So I'm going to add a few new things in there as well. But we're going to focus on using the verb to talk about depending on who the person is who's doing the action, putting the verb with the ending and those conjugations and how that stuff works. So, like I said, you guys are going to see that. I'm going to post the first list of verbs. It's 30. There's 30 of them. But again, most of those we've either seen at some time before. You guys being level 3, it's things that you guys have a little bit of experience with. I don't think it'll be overwhelming. But do anything with it until we meet next week. So just be aware of that. I'm gonna post it in there, but you guys won't need to mess with it until next week, unless you want to, of course. And I may also, if I feel frisky, I may post another GimKit link for you guys. But I'm going to wait until I do that, until after I explain the GimKit to the other 2 levels. I'm going to explain that to them today. And then you guys may or may not. Again, if I feel like doing this, I'm still trying to decide if I want to. But you guys may have a chance to answer questions and compete against everybody at all 3 levels. It'll be a set of questions that like everybody can get relatively easy. And I'm either going to post it so that you can compete against everybody in all 3 levels, or I'm going to post it so that level 3 competes against level 2, and level 1, every level is competing against the other levels, and we'll have some winners from that as well. Michael, I like the cat. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Where are we at time-wise here? I have 10:50, what, 3 or 4? Okay, so I'm going to try to give you guys a little bit of break here. I know we didn't do a lot of Spanish today, but we did. You just don't realize it until it starts to sink in. But we will. And like I said, that GimKit thing is just one thing that we're going to do. It's going to be primarily based with our stuff that I can share with you on screen, and then we'll use that GimKit thing to sort of make that stuff come to life, if you will. Okay. Okay, guys. Everybody, Brittany, unmute yourself.
Yes.
You have to say something. You have to say something in Spanish to say goodbye. You started me off. You were the first person on screen, and your first word was hola. So.
What? No, I said
Give me
Gracias.
some Spanish.
Gracias.
You did say that.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Brielle, give me some basic Spanish.
Sí.
Okay. Brandy, give me some Spanish. One word.
Hola.
Hola. Okay. Tyler, give me some. Tyler's going to wow us.
Español.
Espanol?
No
All right,
habla español.
give me. No, si tú hablas español, muy bien. Vana. And Vana, you can't say tortuga.
What does that mean?
Turtle.
See,
Know
I
what
like
it means,
one
Vana. Yeah. Yeah. Who do I have left? Jake. Dígame un poquito español. You got to unmute yourself first.
Jake, you've got to give your Spanish word.
Well, I can't hear you. You're still muted, buddy. I really do love that hat.
Finally, it unmuted me.
There you go.
Comer.
Comer. Very good. Comer. Who do I have? Michael. Give me a word for dog, Michael.
What?
Give me the word for dog.
Isn't it perro or something?
It is perro.
I was gonna say
Perro.
gato though, so.
Okay. Well, gato works too. I like your gato. Okay, Dan.
Yes,
Any
Dad.
Spanish words for me?
Say a whole sentence in Spanish.
No, I can't do that. Nosotros.
Nosotros, there you go. And Adrian, last one. How about if I if I teach you what. I really love your background.
You forgot
Thank you.
Kaylee and Miss Jackie.
Spine up all over your shoulder. Let's do the word for pineapple, which is piña. Indeed, Michael. Okay, guys. They SpongeBob. Very good. Okay, guys. Beth, I'm gonna let you off the hook. Oh, I didn't get Nick.
What about
Yeah, give me
Kaylee?
some
Kaylee needs to learn some Spanish.
Adios.
There you go.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, guys. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna give you guys a little time to sort of collect yourselves, and I'm gonna get back in with the next group.